Good day, everybody. Okay, so we are on part 3, Seven Creeks. There are 3 things I want to share with you in this last part. Before we get started, I just want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you for being kind. Thank you for being patient. As you know, my last couple of videos I've been dealing with some difficult individuals, difficult people, but we took care of them, right? I'm sure there'll be more that come along as we go forward. It seems to be a pattern. Sometimes believe it's a spiritual attack because it crosses formats, right? It doesn't just they don't just come through on the YouTube page, but also my Facebook page, also emails. I get it in emails, and then it's here too. During that time, say if I have to go to the city or if I have to go to the local store where my post office is, I'm being hit with the same kind of energy there from people or strangers, what have you. So for me, like I say, it's a pattern, and it's gotten to the point where it's almost you can feel it coming. Right? You can feel it coming. And if you do a good thing and you speak the truth, you can almost expect the other side to come in and hit, right? They don't want to see you happy, right? They don't want to see you smiling and feeling good about things. That's what evil's about. That's what the negative side is about. They don't want you to feel comfortable, at peace, feeling okay. It tries. It does try, and it works through people, and most of these people, I don't know if they realize that they're a tool for it, they're a vessel for that, but there are vessels, there are people, individuals that are open, and these things, it uses those type of people, right? That too is a pattern. It seems to become a familiar saying, but it is what it is. And it will never change. And we just grow stronger through it, right? We become stronger through it. But we do have to learn from it, and we move forward. But anyway, okay. I don't want to focus too much energy on that. We need to go here back to Seven Creeks. This will be the final third part to that visit. Highlight video, and then we can move on, right? I want to the weather's been nice, it's warmed up, and I want to go on a road trip. I really, really, truly do. Before we do this, I've not found my camper. Just to let everybody know, my GoFundMe, it's still there. I just have not put the link on to the videos because I just haven't gotten to the point yet. I thought, well, I'm going to leave it because there were a few people that asked if I could leave it because they weren't able to donate then, right? And they're still going to, or they have. Some of them have recently, and there's others that still want to. So it's still there. And if there's anybody else that wants to go and donate towards that Bigfoot camper, the GoFundMe page is still there. But I have not found my camper. I'm shopping. I'm looking. I've been on the buy and sell, Facebook buy and sell, local Facebook buy and sell pages, Kijiji, what have you. And nothing yet. Nothing that's within. We're sitting right around 5,000 right now. And so that's what I have to work with, right? I'm thinking as well that there may be things that I have to fix. Hopefully not. Minor things. I'm hoping it's just minor things, or it's patchwork or what have you. I may need that little extra just to do these kind of things, right? That's the way it is when you buy something used. It's going to happen. I can see it, and hopefully there is not much. Hopefully I can find one that's in good shape and that's ready to go. That's where we're at, and then that will be gone. That's what that money is going right back into the channel. I'm not taking it and use it for anything other than that Bigfoot camper. I just want to reassure you that it is going towards the camper. It's going to be a game changer, right? It's going to be a game changer. I just know it. It's going to be interesting to see what they might do, right? for those of you that have been here for a while and have been watching, have been following the channel, following me on this Bigfoot journey, they usually I get about 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 hours in the summer, and then the sun is setting. I gotta pack up my stuff. I gotta come home, and right then when I start packing up, activity picks up. Things start happening. You would not believe, and I've mentioned this before. You would not believe the stuff that happens when I turn those cameras off and I put them in my truck. The things I've seen and heard, right? I'm pretty much 98% sure that they get the cameras, right? They understand the cameras to a point, and it's like being camera shy. I really do. I think they're camera shy. Some of them want to be closer. Some of them come closer, and others are there and I don't see them. We all know that now, right? They can be there and we can't see them. I can hear them, but I can't see them. I can smell them right there, and I can't see them. But we do get them in my glasses, and I do find them in my footage. So, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to look at some footage. So, GoFundMe is still up. I still haven't found my Bigfoot camper. I'm looking very hard and shopping. And what else? Bigfoot chalkboard. I want to film something there for you, possibly tomorrow. All the marbles are gone. It's interesting because it's one piece of chalk that was set on the ground behind the chalkboard, and activities picked up. I don't know if all of you have seen my post. Go check it out. It looks like hair, something fuzzy, hairy, has left streaks on my back screen door. So check out the post, and that's kind of interesting. And it does have a very oily texture to it, like the streaks, very greasy type feel to it. And of course, what's telling me 100% that it's Bigfoot is the smell. It does have it smells like Sasquatch, right? And again, I mentioned it in my post. If you've ever smelt them or know the smell of them, you will never forget it. And I could smell that, right? When I rub that oiliness, you could smell it. You could smell it on my hands. So 100% it was them. And I don't know if there was a smaller one, because it's only about 5 feet up on my screen door, the window. And most of the clan members that I've ever seen here are quite large, unless it's an elbow, or it could be just the back of his hand, right? Because they don't see any fingerprints, like actual fingerprints. It's like a brush, and I'm thinking maybe possibly with the back of his hand. So yes, activities picked up here on the farm, and I'm sure it's that way with all the other ones too. I gotta get out there and go see them and visit and check on the gifting bowls. So stay tuned. So we'll get this out of the way. So this will be part 3 of the Seven Creeks highlight video. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to play the clip, and then I'm going to go into the picture. Again, I thank all of you for being here and staying with me, and for believing. I appreciate that more than you know. Okay, all right. Here we go. Oops. If you can see my cursor here, you're going to be watching right over in this area. And do you all remember Koi, when I captured it was like a golden halo on him? He was cloaked. He was behind me. He was west of me when I was at the gifting site. That would have been last summer. I'll put that still image up here. This one. Okay. Okay, I found another one here, and this is at Seven Creeks. Remember, this is 30 miles in a different location. Like a golden color that forms on top of them when they're cloaked. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna try to point right here. Right here, you can see the top of his head, part of his body. He's there, or she's there. And I'm just gonna play the clip. This is slowed down a bit, and then I'm gonna share a couple of still images I was able to grab out of this footage. Here we go. Just keep watching there. You can see him, right? Okay, right here. He's back there, or she. You can see that golden hue or halo that's on the top of their. This is 3 times now I've seen this. Aura, maybe is a better word for it, not so much a halo. An aura that forms it outlines them, right? And it mostly on the top of their head. But we'll let that play. Just keep watching there. Keep watching. You can see her or his face. It's amazing, folks. The still images too that I was able to get. Okay, we'll play that one more time. Okay, we're watching right here, right in this area, and this right here is the top of her or his head. Here we go. Okay, and I'm thinking on this one, I'm thinking we can see his or her face here. I'm not 100% because there's a lot going on there. They're cloaked. We could be seeing through it. It could be, the branches and the trees or what have you, creating what's looking like a face, but I don't know. I see a face, right? I'll zoom in, and you can let me know what you think. It's again we're looking here, and you can see that golden aura around them, that hue, that light, right? Okay. And to me, they've changed position a little bit here, but look at is that not a face? I'll get rid of the blue. Right? I think that's part of their face, or their faces almost coming through. We've stumbled onto something here, and I think we need to start looking for that golden colored aura. If the sun is shining when I'm out there, and the sun is behind me, and I'm filming, it would be to the east most of the time if the sun is behind me, or if I'm there earlier on in the day, whichever place I'm at, the sun would be south and above, right? Up and south of me, depending on the time of the day. And both times that this took place, the sun was more on the setting, more to the west, lower on the horizon. And let's just quickly use the diffuse glow filter here and see if anything comes out with this, right? I think it will. It should. Let's see. I think so. Okay, we'll sharpen it up a little bit. I'll zoom in. I think it's showing us a bit of the face. There would be an eye there, nose, a mouth right here, a cheekbone right there, and that aura, that top of the head right there. I love this picture. There you are. Okay, that's the first thing I wanted to share with you. And it's cloaked, and I believe we're seeing a bit of the face there. All right, we're gonna go on to the next video clip, and this was across the road And if you all remember, there's one of the clan is standing right behind, right directly, and you can only see half of its face. I believe this might be a female. She's behind a spruce tree, right? One of the smaller spruce trees that were across that road. And in this video clip, I've slowed this down a little bit, and basically I was just scanning from north to south. I'm facing west, and I just noticed something over there in the tree. I didn't see that when I first put this together. Right here, look. I don't know if one of you can take a screenshot of that and use a filter and zoom in on that. I don't know. It looks like somebody peeking through the willows way back there. But anyway, okay, so I don't want to get distracted here. Facing west across that road, filming. I went from north to south, and I'm right here. I'm just getting to the point where we're going to come on to that one that's behind the spruce tree. But I want to show you what else I found behind her. There's a couple things, and then we'll get into the still image. Don't pay attention to the dragons. You'll see. Once you see them, I believe every one of you is not going to be able to not see them once I point them out. They're there, and in every still image I was able to get off of the footage, like off of these frames, they're still there. And it's just the spruce boughs, but oh my goodness, wait till you see what they form. It's pareidolia, I'm sure, or maybe there's two dragons there watching the goings on. You decide. Okay, but here we go. Here we go. Here is where we're painting. There she is. You can see the side of her face. She's right there. She's behind the spruce tree. Okay, just watch. And then we'll get into the still image that I was able to get out of this. There's actually a couple still images. There's something behind her. And I don't know how they do this. I don't know how they take on the colors around them or what have you, but we'll watch that again. Yeah, see over there where my cursor is? I don't know. That looks interesting. And again, we are looking right here where my cursor is, this area right here. Okay. And she does move. If you pause that little bit of footage, I'm going to do this one more time. We'll zoom in a little bit on it. I'll do this one more time and we'll zoom in a little bit here. She does move, right? In each frame that I was able to take of this bit of footage, she shifts, she moves. Her head's a little bit different. She changes position. It's subtle, but they're there, right? They're there. Okay, let's zoom in here once. Don't look at the dragons. I'm going to point them out. You may see them already. Okay, but just try to focus on the Bigfoot. Okay, try to focus on the Sasquatch here. There's beings here. Let's go and let's look at her first. Right here, and I think it might be a female. I could be wrong, but the side, you can see the ear here, and the jawline would be going down there. Her eyes here. And that's kind of all we see of her. All the still images I grabbed out of each of the frames. She stays half hidden, right? A little bit more in the next still image I'll share with you, but she does, it's their nature. A lot of people say, do you think they'll ever come out, or will they ever come out? I couldn't tell you. Their nature is to stay hidden, right? Camouflage, out of sight. So I believe a lot of these videos and stuff that are out there, and these Bigfoot are walking out in the open. I don't know. I just don't know, because everything we've experienced with them here for over 50 years, and you know, the people that I know, my relatives, my parents, my mom, her mother, my grandmother, we have seen them out in the open, and but not like a lot of what you see online, right? I think a lot of it, and it's crazy now with the AI, it's going to be difficult to know what is real and what isn't, who's faking and who's not, and I don't like a lot of how that's going to go into the future, but What can we do? We can't really do anything about it, but speak the truth, and I just keep sharing with what they share with me, right? Okay, so this is the first one. You can probably already see the other one behind her. Here we go. I'm going to zoom in on him. Look, right here. And he's taken on the color of that evergreen, right? Let's see, let's zoom out a little bit. Or it's just the top, maybe that spruce tree is dying at the top. And why it is so yellow brownish color, but he is taking on, you can totally see the eyes. You can see the irises, right? One here, one there. And his nose is here. Right here. I'm thinking, this looks part of its mouth. And part of its, I'm not sure if even that's even the top of his head, because some of those branches and stuff could be on him or near to him, right? And I would say we got to approach a lot of these pictures with common sense, looking at it practical, right? There's lighting, other things that are around them and on them. A lot of people go, oh my goodness, he's got horns. I don't think any of the Bigfoot here that I go and visit have horns, right? But there are things around them that might give the appearance of horns, or their ears are pointy, or sometimes depending on the movement of the camera and the lighting, the shading, the lighting, the distance, their position, it changes their look. I proved this. For anybody that's new, that's come on board, you can go back to previous videos, and I do show how, even myself, I went back, I left my camera, went into the trees, did my best to be a Bigfoot hiding in the branches and stuff. And even myself, my face does not, in every still that I took of myself out of that footage, I looked different in every one. And in one, I looked like a troll. In another one, I looked very much like a Bigfoot. And in a third, I was disfigured, right? My nose I looked like a wolf. And so we got to consider all that when we're looking at this stuff. I don't think a lot of times when we're seeing them, I've heard people say, oh, it's a dog man, or oh, it's got pointy ears. I don't think any of the Bigfoot look like that or have pointy ears. Then it would be something else, right? It would be some other being. You can see, I'll zoom out a little bit, but you can see those spruce boughs and the spruce branches and everything are going, and he's taken on the color of, that is another thing that we're coming on to, is that they're able to take on the colors of their environment. If they're surrounded by something or a color. So we got to be really, really looking closely, right? When looking for them, but also what it is we're seeing there. Okay, do you see the dragons? I'm going to point them out. I can't get over the dragons. Okay, look at them. It's just crazy. Once you see them, you can't not see them. Here we go. I'm going to point out their nostrils here, their eyes. And look at these. They're like horns, right? These things have horns. Number 2, eye. Another eye. Nostrils. And him too. Look at those horns. It's just, they're like horns. And, this could be just pareidolia coming out of the spruce boughs. But I couldn't get over how even everything is, right? The eyes, the nose, the shapes. Wait till you see in image number 2. I'll get rid of the blue here, but I'm going to bring in the diffuse glow filter on this picture. Bring that up. And we'll sharpen it up some. Yeah, it's kind of amazing, right? Let's zoom in on her. And that did bring out more eyebrow ridge, I guess. The ear, look at the ear, right? And part of the cheekbone there. You can see a little bit of her nose back in there. And of course, we're looking at the left side of her head. It's almost like there's something behind her here. I am not sure, but let's go to... oops. The one behind her. Right there. Here's the eyes. We even got an brow ridge here. A little bit on that side. The nose. Right there. And I'm thinking, yeah, that is part of the mouth. It looks a little bit open. And I'm not sure, like I say, I'm not sure if that's the top of his head or just the forehead and where the hair line comes to. It could be that. Again, they were quite a ways away, but kind of amazing that I'm able to grab these stills from that footage. And let's look at the dragons with the diffused glow. Oh, they are crazy. See, look at that. That blows. You know what? Again, I just see something here. What is this? There could be a third Bigfoot back there, right? Huh. This could be an eye back in there. This white thing in front of it is a spruce tree branch in front of it. But look at the dragons. They look like dragons. Eye, nose, nostrils, very flared nostrils. That's like almost like a cheekbone, right here. I'm guessing like brow ridges, horns. To me, they're like horns. And this one here, this one's actually got a kind of a dimple in the nose, running down the nose, right? Right here. Okay, nostrils, eyes, brow ridges, our eyebrows. So if you see there too, cheekbone and horns. Or what do you call those, antlers or horns? Okay, there you go, folks. Let's get rid of the blue. And I'll close this one up. Okay. This, and what kind of amazes me when I zoom in here, it's changed a little bit, right? So let's bring in that, even the dragons. Oh my goodness, look at that. Can you see him up here? Eye. The nose. See his nose? And I don't know. I see nostrils here again. Eyes on both of them. And this one here, you can really see that. To me, they look like horns, right? And here. Oh, I have a lot of fun doing this. Going over my footage. Some of the things you find, right? But let's go down here. Forget the dragons. Like I say, try not to focus on the dragons. But we do have, he's still there. You can see the eye, the eyes, the nose here. Right there. Not so much the mouth. Maybe part of it on this image. Here. This one you don't see her ears so clearly, but still there. You still see the shape of it. And the eye. Here. A little bit of the nose, maybe, possibly. And the head, right? And see, that dark area is not as prominent in this still image, but there's still something back there, and I don't know. When I film this, I get to it, and then, like, my camera's continuously moving. I'm moving it to the south, right? So there's going to be a little bit of blurriness. Sometimes some of the images I grabbed out of the stills were just blurry, and then I would almost stop my camera And that's when you grab them, right? Because the camera has a chance to focus in on what's there. And that was what I was able to do. But, okay. Let's get rid of the blue here. And go up and look at the dragons, right? Look at the dragons. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Kind of amazing that they're even there, and they stay there. And like I said earlier, every still image I was able to get out of those few seconds of footage, they are there. I would zoom in on the still, and sure enough, they were there. So, again, it is what it is. It is what it is. I see brow ridges. I'm kind of making it look cartoony here with this blue, but I just want to point it out. All right, let's get rid of the blue, and we'll use the diffuse glow. Okay. Yeah, I was kind of excited when I found this. When I found the whole entire thing here. Okay. Okay. Kind of amazing though, right? Kind of amazing. We'll bring up the last image. Twins. I'm going to call these twins. And they were, again, some of the X's that were on the inside. Remember, I walked along that tree line on the other side of these. You couldn't see these on the other side looking in. Not until I got in and looked out could I see that, the two of them. And we'll just call these the twins. The twins. I don't know, there's something about that image that just kind of speaks to me. Because you don't see that naturally, just almost identical right at the edge of a tree line in a position so that you can't see them, because that road is right back. If we're looking through those trees, you can see part of that road back there. It's back in the clearing, right? That road runs all along back over there. And from there you can't see those until you get into those trees. You can't see it until you get into those trees. But very nice. By design, right? It's all by design. You need to, if you see them, if you would, go and check to see if they're actually placed there from elsewhere, because a lot of times you can get trees falling into, falling, and they make a cross, they make an F. If you are in these places and you do see them, go check. Sometimes one will be pushed over and the other one placed, right? Look for that. And then other times both of them have been moved from someplace else and positioned in a certain spot. And those, of course, it's 100%. It was purposeful. And then sometimes they just show up and then disappear. That too you got to watch for. I've seen X's show up here on the farm along the southern tree line, and the next year I went there and they're gone. It's gone. I don't know why they move them or take them down, or I've checked to see if they've fallen, but they're very good at this, right? Usually when they make a structure, it's there for as long as they want it to be there. Or if there's a new leader, or one maybe passes away and one moves up, they'll do new structures. The new leader will do his own, right? Like I think I mentioned in the last video, each one has its own unique style of doing things and ways of doing things in their territory. So, but there too, we're learning as we go. All right, my friends, there we go. Let's close this program up. Okay, I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned. Road trip, right? Road trip is coming. Spring is here. The geese have showed up. The starlings showed up. The crows, some of the hawks, the ones that migrate, they're back. and it's a good sign. It means warmer days ahead, and green grass coming soon, and leaves. So road trips, right? I'm so excited about this year, and again, hopefully I can get that camper before we get too far into spring, and I can get out there and camp for a night, even if it's one night to start with. As we go forward, I'm going to try for 2 and 3 nights. Mind you, I have to find somebody to take care of my animals while I'm away. But a couple of the places are close enough that I could make trips home to do my chores and head back, right? But I got to be careful about leaving that camper out there for a long period of time. But I'll work it out. Don't worry about it. I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, right? We'll figure it out. So there you go, everybody. Part 3 from Seven Creeks. I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned. Take care. Thank you all for being here and for believing. I appreciate all of yous, and I will see you in the trees. Bye for now.